Hey, it's Robert here. Finally not sick anymore. From the previous video, I was sick doing the whole transmission oil job. So welcome back. This is a do-it-yourself tutorial and instruction video of how to change your vacuum lines on a Z31. This is courtesy brought to you by www.thumper300zx.com. I have the link to description in the description box below. I came across the site looking on how to change the vacuum lines on my car, and I came across this, and it's very informative. It tells you the lengths of the vacuum lines you need, and along with what locations of those vacuum lines. Everything's in below. It's a really great site. This is the purpose of the video for you guys who are kind of lazy to read up like me. So here you go. Make it easier for you, and yeah. The website's based on a 86 Z31 turbo. I have 85 turbo. The locations of things may be different since as later on in the years Nissan started adding more and more parts to the Z31. But as you can see, yeah, that's about it. Just different parts. I'm pretty sure that the same parts are in the same place for a non-turbo. You just kind of have to compensate and do a little bit more research yourself to find out if there's any more vacuum lines or what does and what doesn't. The job is, of course, you need a Z31 car. Tool stuff you need is a 3mm vacuum hose. You need about 11 feet of a 3mm. You then need 16 feet of 4mm and 10 feet of 6mm. Alright, the first step is to replace your FPR control valve, which is a 4mm vacuum line. And we have a group over here by your distributor cap. There's a group of 4 vacuum lines. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The first one goes to the bottom. Pretty much you just kind of follow the line, and it goes all the way down to here to the bottom, and this is your FPR control valve. So right here is the first one. Then if you follow the second one right here, it will follow all the way down to the top. So pretty much you remove one. I suggest doing this one at a time. You remove one and remove from the other side, placed it in, and then follow it through to how it is set up. This can also be done into your own according way. So if you feel like, to make it more easier for you, you can change the whole layout of the vacuum line, but you're kind of limited to what you buy. Just remember that this is set for a OEM location, and if you want to reroute them, I suggest buying more vacuum lines so you can reroute them and make it easier for yourself.
Go. Done.
During this job, you may come across some OEM's ties. They seem to be pretty good. They kind of twist and interlock each other. And it's up to you if you still want to continue using these type of ties, or you can upgrade to start using zip ties. So it's pretty much up to your opinion and to whatever your preference is to still continue using these type of ties, which you just loop in through and just twist them off. Some of them might have been already broken since over the years of heat and different weather and climate, that the plastic's already too hard and it breaks. Or you just start using zip ties, as what many people do. Alright, so we have the end of the new vacuum line right here. So this is the end over here, then tip. and this is already connected to the first part, and here's the bottom of your FPR. So what you want to do is to measure it to see where it will come up to the very end of the tip of it, of the nozzle, and I would probably guess cut it a little bit longer, probably like about at least 1/4 for some wiggle room or whatever your preference is, so you don't come up short and wasting, you know, lines. And yeah. Alright, once the first vacuum line's in, still go ahead and go on to the second one. The third vacuum line is right here. This goes to your manifold, or your intake manifold. This can be undone by using a pair of pliers to squeeze together and to pull off the vacuum line. Here's the ending vacuum line from the third vacuum line that goes to the manifold. Same thing, there's a clip here, pair of pliers, squeeze together and pull out.
Yeah.
Alright, like I said before, you may come across some clips. We have an OEM clip right here. Seems to be still pretty good. It still has its strength on squeezing the vacuum line to hold in place. It's a little thing right here. Like what I said, you use 2 pliers, clamp it, it opens up, and pull out the vacuum line. It's up to your opinion and your preference if you want to still use the OEM clips, or you want to upgrade to something like this or zip ties. Alright, ready?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to mention, for the third vacuum line, you're going to need a 6mm vacuum hose for this one. Alright, once you got the third vacuum line in, go ahead and go to the fourth. The fourth one is right here. This goes to your right port to your throttle. So if you follow the line over here, this is a 4mm vacuum line, and it goes in. Can you come bring the camera over here? It's right on this side. And it goes right under the throttle, right in there. Can you adjust? Can you focus?
Yeah, hold on. There you go.
There's the end of the vacuum line right over there. It's going to be a little tricky spot to put it in. Easy, just pull it out. And can you zoom back out? Alright. And what we have, this little piece right here that goes on the vacuum line before it enters that little nozzle or tip. I have no idea what purpose this serves, but I'm still going to put it on the vacuum line since, you know, this is, you know, could be what, you know, has its purpose for something, but, you know, might as well not take the risks and not put it on and finding out something that fails. So if you ever come across something like this, put it on how you found it when you installed a new vacuum line. And yeah. We have the fifth, once you got done with the fourth, we have the fifth and sixth vacuum lines right over here. This is the front manifold vacuum line right here. It just ends right here at the front of the intake manifold. All the way down to this bottom metal line right here. And you have the FPR vacuum line, which is the sixth one, which is this one, this little nozzle right here. There's a little circle thing right in the front of the manifold, right next to number 5, and it ends right here next to the endpoint right over here. So 5 and 6, and you just repeat what you've done, remove, cut accordingly, and replace. Alright, once you get 5 and 6 vacuum line hose done, which are, by the way, a 4mm vacuum line hose. That's what I forgot to mention. It's a 4mm. Once you guys get them done on the front manifold and the FPR, you want to go to 6 and 7, which is located nearby by your radiator cap. We have the these are the carbon canisters left port vacuum lines. The first one we're going to change is the 7th, which is the 6mm. This is the bottom one, and if you follow this line all the way down here to the carbon canister, which is in the front, which is the bottom one right over here, this one, and the second line, the 8th one, which is the top, is right above it. So they're pretty much general location, and it's pretty simple. You just follow the line and just replace them, and yeah. Alright, once you get done with the 7 1/8 vacuum hose, which to the carbon canister, you want to be careful because it's the nozzles on the carbon canisters are made out of plastic, and when after it's been the vacuum line has been used, like very old, they will become almost like one, and it'll be very difficult to come off. And you want to be careful when using force, because you may break the nozzle and you're done. So I want to be careful on doing that. And that's about it. We have the next is the 9 and 10 vacuum hose. What we have next for the 9 is the EGR control to the EGR, which is the one right here, which is close to the firewall. I have this little flying saucer thing next to this little tower thing. This is the 9th 9th vacuum hose. This is a 4mm, followed by the 10th one, which is underneath. Text message. You focus in on that, which is right here, right underneath this little tower thing. So you can move up to the EGR right here. Underneath that's a little tiny vacuum hose. It's pretty cramped in there. It's a little small piece, so you want to be careful on reaching and removing it. As you can see, it's pretty hard plastic, so you want to be careful on. Oh my god, my nose is stuffy. You want to be careful on that. Alright, once you get 9 and 10 vacuum hoses in, which is the EGR control to EGR and EGR control valve to the rear gallery, which is right underneath from what we showed you from the previous clip, you're gonna move on to the 11th, which is the T to the boost sensor. Apparently, since this is the 85 and this is based on the 86 turbo, I can't see a T, and I can't even spot my boost sensor. So yeah, so we pretty much skip that. The next step for the 12th is the T to the AIV control valve, which is the top, which I still don't have. Because on the 14th, it's the AIV control valve middle to the AIV. Still don't have that. The 5th one, throttle to the rear gallery, is a 4mm. All of these are 4 except for the 11th. Like I said before, this is based on the site that I have in the description below. As you can see. And as you can see here, there's a comparison up here. So, bring the camera actually here. Here we have the plates, which tells you the engine number, code, and model. We have the boost sensor right here, along with the AIV and AIV sensor, along with the I forgot what thing it's called, but over here, as you can tell, it's pretty different. Zoom out and focus. As you can see, it's completely different. My plate's right here. We replace this. This is for vacuum hose 1 and 2, and there's no boost sensor or AIV anywhere around here.
And then say if you would like to help me find mine, let me know in the comments below.
Go ahead. What was that, Larry? You go ahead and say it out loud.
Okay. If you would like to help us find the boost sensor and his the other thing that he's asking, the AIV, just leave it in the comments below, and it will really help us. And then we'll do a follow-up video with that in mind. Okay.
All right. Really appreciate that, guys. We move on to the 15, which is the throttle to the rear gallery. This is the old vacuum hose that broke a while back when I was still driving this car before I moved on to my BMW, and it's located right here. It's a different cable from what we use. It's gonna be really deep in there. It's gonna be in this tangle, so it's gonna be this one right here. It's pretty much hidden in there. So you have this little tiny inlet hose. I don't know if you can see right here. Focus. It'd be like this one right here. A really tiny one that would lead you from the throttle all the way to the back on the other side. So which is going to be over here. No, it has to be inside through here. I don't know if you can see it, it's right here. You see it?
No. Huh.
Yeah. Move around. Right into there.
Let me.
You see it right in here? Right there. That gray cable. It's gonna be there. This is gonna be a pain in the butt to change, but that's the 15 vacuum line that you change, which is the throttle to the rear gallery, and this is a 4mm vacuum hose. Next to 16 is the manifold to the T, which I still don't have, which is located down here. As you can see right here, we have the intake.
Oh no! Shine it.
Right here, this hose right here. Zoom out. Right here, this angle. From here. Right here. Inlet. This is the inlet right here. That hose directly in front of you with the zip tie right there. That's the inlet, and it follows all the way around to that piece right here, which we broke when removing the other one. That's the end of the 17, which is the intake to the carbon canister. Cut.
Are you sure you want me to help you?
Yeah, I'm good. You can go sleep.
I'm hella tired.
There's my cameraman.
I'm not gonna be able to go to sleep.
Yeah, otherwise. Okay, we have here. Autofocus is on.
Yeah, autofocus.
It was. Not anymore. We just did 17, which is the intake to the carbon canister. 18 is the headlight motor vent lens. It's a clear one that you see on your, it's a 3/16 measurement. It's this right here. They were clear, but change them. They can go on both sides.
Look at this.
Oh, you got it, dude.
Okay, what were you saying?
Okay. You got 17? Yeah, 18. 19 is a vacuum pump to the canister. The site doesn't really show 19. It only shows 20. So, yeah.
Now, would you show us where 20 is at manually?
Yeah. 20 is right here. It's pretty simple, but the only thing is the pain in the butt about it is that it goes all the way down here. Actually, wait. This is something else. This is the vacuum to cruise control. So this is the vacuum cruise control vacuum line, but I don't. It doesn't really specify since my car is totally different. But there's just other two lines right here on the carbon canister that we haven't changed yet. So I need to look the same size as the other one, so they should be 6mm. One goes straightly down to a hard line, which I don't know where it goes, and one goes to 17, which is this part right here. This is the 17 vacuum line that goes from the carbon canister to the intake, and on the other side is pretty much the connection to the carbon canister from this thing right here. My light. But yeah, so you're about to text me. So here's the two lines that we haven't replaced in the carbon canister. Like I said before, it connects to this one to line 17, and the one goes to the hard line that goes all the way down there. You know where it goes. And this one right here is the AC to the vacuum pump, I believe. Because I follow the line and it ends right here. And this is the cruise control. And yeah, and that's about it. I'll probably do another video on changing the headlamp breather hose thing. I'll look it up again, but I'll do a retake on that once I purchase it from Home Depot. That's what it says on the site. It can be purchased at Home Depot, and it's a 5/16 inch hose. It's a clear hose, so yeah. Above that, I believe that's it on the vacuum lines. The site mentions more about it, but I'm just going off references off the pictures and what are numbered and labeled. Other than that, I have to do more research into it. So, once I do more into it, I'll bring a part 2 to this video. But above all, this is the general idea for what the site gave us and what is also labeled. So this is the majority of it, while there's still others. So, like I said, to be part 2. Is there any questions or comments about what I have done and what I did wrong about in the video? Please drop a comment below. Like if you saw something that wasn't done right, or still have questions about how it's done, give me drop a comment, message me, and also to subscribe to the channel. I'll be making more do-it-yourself videos on the Z and also on the BMW. What I'm making up next is the PCV valve change and the fuel pump for the Z, and for the BMW I'm going to be doing transmission and differential oil changes on those. So I'll be coming back